Hello everybody and welcome back to Broken Berean, and today we're going to be looking at what I would call Disney's dumbest mistake of 2024. And that is they put Mufasa, their new live action prequel to The Lion King, head to head with Sonic 3. Now, it is my opinion that whoever made this decision on the release date, knowing that it would go up against Sonic 3, whoever made that final decision is completely self-deluded. I don't know who it was, or if it was a team, whatever person or group decided, our live action prequel is going to go up against Sonic 3 was the dumbest mistake they made. Because first off, let's look at Sonic. Sonic 1, great movie. Sonic 2, great movie. Knuckles series, Sonic 3, we've got Sonic returning, Knuckles returning, Tails returning. We're getting Shadow, voiced by Keanu Reeves. Jim Carrey again, playing Dr. Robotnik and his father or grandfather. I'm not sure which it is. I'll find out because I'm going to go see it tomorrow. And I told my kids, hey, it's Christmas Eve. We usually go see a movie Christmas Eve early in the morning just to kick off the Christmas season. What do y'all want to go see? I said, look at the movies playing. Tell me what you want to go see. Both of them came back to me independently of each other. Sonic 3. No interest. No interest in Mufasa. I asked. I said, what about Mufasa? I didn't want to see it, but I wanted to give them the opportunity to see it if they wanted to. I'll go see whatever movie they want to see, but I want to see Sonic 3. Absolutely, 100%. And it has opened up, Mufasa has opened up to a $35 million box office this weekend, which is a bad sign. But it also, you have to take into effect, when movies are released right before Christmas, opening weekend is a trend and not definite because so many people are traveling for holidays. I would like to say that you shouldn't focus on the opening weekend, but the opening week. And even that, it's not good. And I'm going to go, I think I've stated this before, but I'll go on the record. And live actions, for the majority of them, there are a few exceptions, I will admit, One Piece being one of them, are bad. And not only are they bad because they're not able to visually show what was shown in the animated medium and lose so much emotion and visual stunningness going from animation to live action. Lion King is definitely, Animals is definitely one of them. Now, I remember the first one I really saw from Disney was Beauty and the Beast. My ex-wife wanted to see it, and we took the kids, and it wasn't bad. I did like that we got more of Belle's backstory, but Beast was absolute nightmare fuel. Like, I couldn't stand to look at Beast. It was just, no, all sorts of wrong. And the animated characters, the people looked fine, and it looked okay, but with the, I forget the characters' names now, the Candlestick and everybody, all those just seemed to lose something. So if you have people animated and it goes to live action, you have a better chance. But to me, live action, going from animated to a live action movie, series, whatever, property tells me one thing. You're trying to milk a property without trying to create something new. You are milking it for the money from the intellectual property because you're creatively bankrupt. Oh, we're going to make it live action. It's going to be wonderful. It already exists. It's like remakes. My general rule is if you make a live action movie or show based off an animated one, I'm out. If you make a remake of a movie while the original actors and directors and crew are still alive, I'm out. I am. There's no reason for it. You're just trying to, oh, this movie did well, let's make it again. We'll get some money, we'll make money. And there's a lot of people out there that are of that mindset. Quote unquote normies, I guess you call them, but people are like, oh, I really like that movie and they remade it, let's go watch it. No. And even remakes of movies and series from culture to culture, there are a few exceptions that really translate well. I mean, The Office did good from Britain to England. Well, they also tried doing Taskmaster from Britain to America. That did well. You know, The Office is huge. My daughter loves it. And so that's an exception to the rule. Because they tried the IT Crowd and Taskmaster, and they were both horrible failures. IT Crowd was so bad it didn't make it past the pilot. And Taskmaster franchised to multiple other countries and does well in a lot of other countries. It didn't do well here. Primarily, they made way too many concessions and to Comedy Central, and it just flopped because they had to make so many concessions, it almost wasn't the same program. I mean, it was, but the heart of it was just kind of ripped out. And so these programs like that, even culturally, just don't do it. And with Mufasa, with the original Lion King remake, you lose. And the biggest example was when Simba sees the herd coming and it shows that side-by-side comparison. You're like, you miss that dramatic animated just drop in his face and the fear filling his eyes. And you're like looking at a cat. A large cat, mind you. But you can't make that live action cat show those same facial expressions and things like that you can animate. So you lose the emotional impact. And yeah, it's just dumb. Why they continue to do this, I'm not going to. If it's my money and my choice, like I said, if my kids say they want to see it, I'll take them to see it. But if it's my choice, I'm not stepping in that theater. I'm not. I'm not going to do it for a live action remake of anything. And I mean, I sat through the Cowboy Bebop. Ooh, that was rough. I sat through Death Note. That was rough. And I sat through Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was rough too. It was just, what are we doing? It felt like they took the heart out of all those. And you lost so much of what made the show great. Here, this is a prequel, so there's no direct correlation, but it is a prequel to the live action version. And once again, we won't be able to see those facial expressions and other things that we would see in animation. Now, if they want to take a whole new property and make it live action, go for it. 100% go for it. But if you're going to be like, oh, yeah, not so much. I'm not going to do, like when they did the live action Little Mermaid. I was like, nope. That was all the information I need. I didn't even care about the casting and all that. Like, fine, yeah, that was dumb. Because there was already mermaids of various color skin tones in the animated series. And so I'm like, this is just virtue signaling. Don't care. But it's a live action remake. I'm out. I was out to begin with. And then the Snow White one. I mean, wow, really? We won't. I won't even go down that rabbit hole of a nightmare that is. But they're trying to milk these IPs and get people to be more relevant. That'll get more people coming to the parks and buying more merchandising and things like that. But it's so bad. It's so terrible. It doesn't capture the same magic as the originals, that where they think it's going to swing, oops, my bad, where they think it's going to swing and make all this profit, that was there in concept. In reality, it swung back the other way. Disney parks are struggling to get more people in. They're tearing down new things and they're doing all this other stuff. And it's like, hey, what about all this new stuff? We're like, yeah. It's like if Boston or the Eagles released a new album today. Yeah, we kind of want to hear it, but we want your original music. You know, yeah, that's nice, but let's stick to what made you good and famous, not this new stuff that you tried to revamp and redo decades later. No. Stick with what worked. And that's going to be the downfall of Disney, and fine. I wish they would listen to people outside their echo chamber sitting in those boardrooms and those writing rooms and other things like that. And like, oh, we're going to do this and this and this and this. I mean, we see what we've seen what's happened with Star Wars and what's happened with Marvel. And at this point, Marvel and Star Wars is such an absolute bad situation. I'm going to go with bad situation because I don't think I can say any of the words that are popping in my head right now. Because, oh my gosh. I mean, it's... And what Paramount's done with Star Trek. It was even so bad that the final episode of Star Trek Lower Decks basically erased Star Trek Discovery from canon. Because that was terrible. Oh. It was. It had so much good potential and it went. I mean, if you watch the first half of the first season, you're like, man, this is good. And then it's like, and wow, that took a turn for the worst. And I was out after that. And it's just like, we are these, they have the, it seems like there's so many writers and creatives that are making these properties that are so self-entitled that they think they know better. What I do is better than what anybody else can come up with. While that may be the case individually from some creators here and there, it is not the standard. Just because you have that position doesn't make you better at that job than anyone else. Your track record does. And a lot of these people producing this stuff don't have good track records. And it blows my mind because, I mean, you had Seth Rogen doing the live action of Lion King, and he did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and to this day, I still don't know why people keep giving him money to make movies like this. Because, yeah, his track record now is terrible. Oh, it made money. Yeah. Thieves make money. Does it make it good? No. I mean, that's not the metric that fans look at. You know why? Because we have these things called cult classics. And these movies don't even come to the realm of so bad it's good, like The Room. You know, a movie so bad it has its own cult following that it's just, yeah, we watch it, make fun of it, and all that. It's not even. These movies Mystery Science Theater 3000 wouldn't even touch these movies to make fun of them. Because it would take 8 episodes to mock these movies instead of 1. They're so bad that only a bad box office will signal to these people making these decisions that these are the wrong decisions. And that's kind of where we're getting to. It's just, we're going to make this product and you have to consume it. No, we don't. We don't. And we decided, hey, we're gonna decide with our pocketbooks, and we're not gonna go. And I mean, seriously, gosh, what is it? It did 87.2 globally. Okay. And I thought it said what it cost in here. It must have been another article. It is quite ridiculous. Okay, there it is. $200 million budget. I knew I saw it in here. A $200 million budget, and its opening weekend, that's kind of what you want to do is hit, that's kind of the benchmark is you want to hit 50% of your budget opening weekend. Because it will taper off. Every movie does. Because it's the excitement to go see it. Some movies taper off slower than others depending on word of mouth. But if you're starting at 35, you're not even at a quarter of the budget. That's bad. And if I'm going to buy my kids a plushie of Simba, it's not going to be this one. It's not going to be this one. It's going to be one from the animated series, the animated movies. Absolutely. Not this creepy thing that looks half real. Because of CGI, it's like, it doesn't even look like a real lion. It looks something, yeah. But that's it. That's Disney doing Disney. And they're going to keep doing it. And we just have to stop going if we don't want to see it. And if you want to see it, go see it. I'm not stopping you. No one should stop you from going to go see a movie you want. Just like a lot of people go see, people are like, I want to go see Wicked. I loved Wicked, the Broadway play. Great, go see it. Some people are like, I don't want to see it. Fine. I'm curious to see what it is. I've never seen the play. I'm kind of curious on the story. It has to do with Oz. I'm curious. I want to go see. I will, however, based on my mother's love of The Wizard of Oz. She read the book, the original Wicked book. Do not read the original Wicked book. Oh my gosh. She said it was mature audiences only reading. Yeah. So there's things like that. Like, she was surprised they even tried to make it into a play. She's like, I don't even know how they're going to do it and like get it made. And so it's just, I'm going on this wild rant and these wild chases, and I understand that. But it comes down to this. Disney put up a live action prequel to their live action remake of The Lion King up against the juggernaut that is Sonic 3. Whoever made that decision is an idiot. Period. That was the dumbest thing. A lot of people come this. It's like, yes, it'll probably do okay, but it's not going to do well. Because if you take younger kids, do you want to go see Sonic or to go see Mufasa? All my little nephews are like, yep, Sonic. Do you want to go see Mufasa? My niece does because she likes animals. Yep, I get it. So you're going to get some of that younger crowd that wants to see it because they like animal movies. Great. But you are not getting the mass majority of the audience when Sonic is an option. Just not. And over a holiday where a lot of people are traveling and doing other things. Like, gosh, I got so many parties over the past few days and I got a few more family gatherings and all this, and everything's busy. I had to carve out time for us to go see Sonic 3 tomorrow just so we could see it during the Christmas season. I mean, it's not easy for everyone to go to the theaters during Christmas, and this is just one of those realities that it's like, oh, if this was released over Thanksgiving, it probably would have done a lot better financially. Probably would have sold more tickets, but going up against Sonic 3, such a dumb idea. I mean, you might as well just put it up against something like, I don't know. I mean, that's like if you made a movie and we're going to put it up against a blockbuster hit like The Matrix or something like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking Keanu Reeves in my head, but it was like, yeah, you put it up against Matrix, or hey, we're going to put Mufasa up against John Wick, you know? I mean, come on. Really? No. You have to be the powerhouse of that weekend. And Disney has this self-inflated ego to think they are the powerhouse no matter what. And Sonic 3 is teaching them that they are wrong. So, I'm sorry, Mufasa, but not really. Stop making live action stuff and spin-offs of animated content. We don't want it. And the only reason I think it made $35 million is for children like my niece who just wants to go see an animal movie, and for younger kids who want to go see it. She's not really into Sonic, but all my 4 nephews, heck yeah, they are all in. They are all in for Sonic. 100%. That's just the breakdown. And I hope this is the last live action we see from Disney after that Moana one, because I'm not going to go see that one either. So, until next time, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.